Hi, welcome to Lesson 10, Session 3. Today we will be showing all we've learned about adding decimals, taking everything we know and putting it all together into a nice, neat little package. So we're going to go and we'll be working today on pages 199 through 202 in your Ready Math workbook sheet. So can you please go ahead and turn your Ready Math book to page 199. All right, here we are on page 199. This is the refined session of adding decimals. And we're going to go ahead and look at number 1. So number 1 says a US quarter has a mass of 5 and 67 grams, and a penny has a mass of 2 and 5/10 grams. What is the total mass of the two coins? Show your work. So we're talking about a quarter and a penny. All right, so we're talking about a quarter and a penny. And we want to know what is the total mass or the total, remember that mass is that fancy word for the word weight. So what is the total weight of the two coins? So you're going to add this 5 and 67 plus 2 and 5/10. If you want, you can use your place value chart. If you don't want to use this place value chart, you can make up your own place value chart. You can use the stacking method, making sure you line up your place values and your decimals. You can also use the number line method. However you would like to do it, that is what you can do. But you must show your work so that I know that you know how to do this. Number 2, it says Kenton is shopping for clothes during a special event. He pays $24.99 for a pair of jeans and $5.25 for a clearance price shirt. He also pays $10 for a belt. How much does Kenton pay for his clothes? Show your work. So this question is talking about Kenton who's shopping for some clothes. He's a much better clothes shopper than the guy last week who was spending over $100 on two things. So we want to know how much does Kenton pay for his clothes. So he pays $24.99 for the jeans, $5.25 for the shirt, and $10 for the belt. Don't forget to add in that belt. A lot of people sometimes just add those two and forget about the belt. Use whatever strategy you want, add the three all together, and then tell me how much money Kenton spent. Number 3 says, what is 11 and 54 plus 1 and 25 plus 16 hundredths? Go ahead and use the method that you want to add the 3 together. Now, Chloe chose D as her correct answer. How did she get that answer? So if D is correct, you just tell me how you solved it. If D is not correct, and sometimes D is correct, and sometimes the person down here is right. If D is not correct, then tell me what Chloe may have done wrong. For number 4, Randy rides his bike 1 and 23 hundredths miles to school. After school, he rides 9/10 of a mile to the library and another 1 mile and 5/1 mile to the park. How many miles does Randy ride his bike in all? Don't worry about filling out this number grid. You're going to add your 3 values together to tell me how many miles Randy bikes in all. Number 5 says Raphael runs the first half of the race in 23 and 800 seconds and the second half of the race in 27 and 92 seconds. What is Raphael's total time for the race? Take those two values, add them together, and then circle your answer. For number 6, it says choose all the expressions that represent the sum of 11 and 66 hundredths plus 3 and 5/10. First of all, add the two together. You're not going to know what the answer is until you add the two together to find the sum. After you find the sum, there are 2 correct answers. Tell me which of these 2 is the correct, which of these 2 are the correct answers. Make sure that you line up your place values when you add. Number 7 says, find the sum of 2 and 32 hundredths plus 1 and 7/10 plus 9 hundredths. Show your work. So if you are having troubles, use a place value chart to help. You can use this. It's super, super helpful. And then, or you can use your stacking method, but if you're using the stacking method, make sure you line up all of your place values. Number 8 is probably the hardest problem you will do today. It's a little tricky, but I have faith that you will all be able to do it. The question says, the sum of 3 decimal numbers is 6. So if you had all of these decimal numbers and you added them together, you would get a total of 6 wholes. Exactly one of the numbers is less than 1. So one of these numbers, I'll make it this one down here, is going to have a 0 in the ones place and some a decimal part over here. So one of these is less than 1 whole. The other two can be anything greater than 1. I want you to tell me if you had 3 numbers, what would add up to 6 wholes altogether? What would these 3 digits be? And then finally, number 9 says, write an addition problem involving 2 decimal numbers. At least one decimal must include hundredths. Then explain how to solve your problem. So just go ahead and you can just write like this decimal plus this decimal equals this decimal, making sure that at least one has a hundredth in it. With that, if you have any questions, please email your teacher. Otherwise, you are free to go back and finish all of these problems on your own. See you next time.